Ah. All right, family. Here we go again. Here we go again. Black Power is the truth hour with General Hawass and Seti. Kick back. Get your mind ready for some information that's guaranteed to be heavy. That's right, family. Ring the alarm. KingSeti.com online marketplace. 20% off at this time. Official General Hawass and Seti DVD lectures, t-shirts, and hoodies for the kings and the queens. African and Kemetic jewelry, West Africa, East Africa, medallions, necklaces, bracelets, earrings, men's cuffs, cosmic talismans. We got all that for you, family. Uh, we also have holistic tonics and remedies. Health is wealth. Come over there, check us out. You see, we also have home decor for the family. Accessories for every room in the house, living room, dining room, kitchen, bathroom, 20% off at this time. Check us out. All the links are down in the video description. Pull the fire alarm, generalseti.com, Seti University. That's right, over 900 videos on African history, heritage, nation buildings, black politics, spirituality, mental warfare, advanced African academics, developing the black nation one lesson at a time, the complete General Hawass and Seti website, a must-have for all these revolutionary minds of the new millennium. You got to have it. You see, check us out. Go generalseti.com. Get your behind in class today. Seti keep it popping on Patreon. BPC making noise. We never calm. Exclusive live stream. So profound and so exquisite that we keep it for our Patreon family. You see, over 150 exclusive live streams. I'm going live tonight. We're gonna be dealing with the golem. The soulless man that walks the planet, bringing death and destruction. You know, a preview to the upcoming. Did ancient African scientists graft the other races? Something that cannot be, it cannot be presented on regular internet. And so we have to take it to the live stream, family. So you want to be in the house this evening, Patreon, the golem, the soulless man that walks the planet bringing death and destruction. All right. And make sure you subscribe to all my YouTube channels, King Seti, General Seti, Hawass and Seti. Rock that notification bell. Get a video a thumbs up. Like it because you love it. Share it with your family and friends. And comment. Just don't say nothing stupid because I will ban your ass. You'll be up out of here. Boo. All right. Now, I had to weigh in on this. You see, listening to, because, this is nothing new. Nothing new how the modern pseudo-Egyptians who know that they are nothing but usurpers of the land is trying to punish old Kevin Hart. Because Kevin Hart came out last year and he made some statements. He made some statements on ancient Egypt where he said that, the ancient Egyptians were black. And that's true. And they are black. And they still are black. You understand what I'm saying? And that's why Walter Williams have the stress in when you have to say ancient Egyptian. Now, anybody can be a modern Egyptian. You see, that's a bag of, nothing but vagabonds. You see a bag of, vagabonds. You talking about how many people have, conquered into Egypt since, the fall of our people. You see, you're talking about the Greeks. You're talking about the Romans. You see, you're talking about the Byzantine. You see, you're talking about, you're talking about the Turks. You see, you're talking, and so there's been many conquerors that have come into the land. And so what you see today ain't nothing but a mixture of all of that, but they're not the ancient Egyptians. Okay, and the records have spoken for themselves. You understand what I'm saying? And we must be clear about what we're stating, that, this is not, they try to make it seem like, and I love this, because, that's why you got to, and, I'll be addressing Hawass at the end of my quadruple double. You understand what I'm saying? This evening. You see, and I'll be dealing with old Zahi, who's nothing but a thief of ancient Egyptian artifacts where they didn't already busted him. But I don't. And so when you look at his character, he should have went out with the last regime of the Mubarak regime, but he's a fossil that's still lingering around, and we'll look even into his record where the so-called modern Egyptians don't even want his ass in there. And so, you know what I'm saying? So that's for the record. But we must stress that just like Dr. Clark has spoken, it's not like African people just invented this out of thin air. We got to deal with the fact that a lot of these radical white writers, you see, had already addressed this issue. You see, and see, that's what they don't want to deal with. They act as if African people just created this out of thin air. No, this was a topic that has been going on since for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. You see, when Count Volney came in with Napoleon, you understand, he was a Frenchman. He said that the descendants of the ancient Egyptians are now in slavery. You see, Zahi, you see, I want all the smoke. I want it with Zahid. I've been wanting it with Zahid. You understand what I'm saying? But and so the thing is now today, they're canceling Kevin Hart's show. You see, and and he's already done shows in Egypt before. You see, and I see, even when you think about, how and where they perform, and these shows, and you had I seen where Kevin Hart even did a show. Let me hear. He even did a show in front of Hatshepsut's funerary temple. I can't believe that. I'm just, I'm keeping up with it, you see, and reportedly that's what it was. You see that he had done shows in Egypt already. You see, and I seen some of the areas that were brought up. You see, some of the areas that were brought up. And I believe one of them was the mortuary temple. But it just shows you how, the Arabs, because that's what they are. You see, I don't let them get away from that. You know what I'm saying? Because when you look it up, you see that when you look up the official name of ancient Egypt. Of modern Egypt. Matter of fact, let me look it up. See, this is, we had to get off into this. See? Now, see, this the thing. You see, the Arab Republic of Egypt. See? This is, we got to deal with this now. We got to deal with this. See, this is a double talking, fork tongue, Zahi Hawass. And I don't want to give up all the smoke on this one. But I'm just letting you know the character of it, because a lot of, let me be clear. Some of them people over there, they know the truth. You understand? I don't give a damn though, which I'm not going to distinguish. If they ain't the original Nubian, it don't make no difference what they goddamn believe. If they believe it, get their ass up off the soil. You see, that's the way I look at that. You see? So when I look, we look at the official name of the Egyptian nation today. Let's look it up again. I just had it up there and it just disappeared away just that quick. Just that quick. gonna get it right back. It's the Arab Republic. I know that much. But it's some more to it than that. It's just, because it's also okay. Let me bring it up. Let me get the official name. It is the Arab Republic. Okay, so that's the official name. Now, the Arabs did not originate in Africa. Let's be clear about that. You see, this would make me go to work on them. You see, you talking about the Arab was a goat herder and still is a goat herder. You see, even up until the time when they come into Egypt, Muhammad was a goat herder. You see, Abu Bakr was a goat herder. You see, they were goat herders. The Quraysh tribe that Muhammad belonged to, they were camel herders. You see, they didn't, you see, and so when you look at number one, when the Arab came into Egypt, okay, I'm gonna go to work on it. See, the Arab come into Egypt in the 7th century. You see, the Arab come into Egypt in the 7th century. Okay, and prior to that, they didn't have no power in ancient Egypt. They didn't have no power in Egypt at all into the 7th century. And that's when they spread across North Africa. That's what you got to understand. You see, and by them, playing their hand, Arab, you see, because if they thinking they gonna play that Egyptian card on the rest of them Arabs and that they gonna accept them for that, they got another thing coming, and that's why they Arab Republic. Wait a minute, what you doing? What you think y'all doing? Is y'all trying to side on? Because when you look at it, when you look at Egypt in the Bible, in the Quran, you see, I got the verse in there where Pharaoh called Allah a liar. You see? So who are you? You see, this is when you're trying to play both sides of the fence and you're losing. You didn't fell off the goddamn fence and bust your head because nobody gonna let you get away with that. You see? And so when we understand, and I'm just looking, I don't even have to deal with the fact at this time of dealing with the fact of the southern origins of ancient Egypt, because it's well known now. You see, and so all they doing is, lying to save face, because they still do not want to respect, Africa, in the fact that we allow them to stay on the damn land. And you got Negroes all across, because they've been Islamized and Christianized and all the other things. And so they don't have no courage today to fully, liberate the continent of Africa. You see, they don't have it should be a continental liberation, which these coward Negroes are scared to address. And so and so when you talk about cancer in the body, hear me out. When you talk about cancer in the body, when you're willing to allow cancer to exist in one arm and thinking that it's not going to spread to the torso, to the legs, and when you allow that to happen, so that's a coward move that will later come back to haunt Africa. You see, we must, they must address, and make them respect us. You see, we must make them respect us. You see, and to continue to look us in our face today and lie, knowing that we're not just making it up. We got references, we have documentation, we have researchers, very credible, of all races that can be documented to speak into the fact that the ancient Egyptians are black. And so are they going to ban every goddamn body? Are they going to ban all these, anybody that just show you that they're back? Because if they got truth on their side, then you just come with the truth. And so that's what I'm gonna ask Zahi later on. I'm gonna ask Zahi Hawass. And I'm gonna troll his ass. And, you don't try to debate no damn Kevin Hart. What you gonna debate Kevin Hart for? You know what I'm saying? And I'm not lessening that man's knowledge. But goddamn it, come to somebody that's gonna swing that sword. You understand? I'm gonna swing it. And you understand? I'm gonna just tell you right now, you can't beat me. I'll tell you straight up, Zahi Hawass. You see, I will ragdoll you. You see, I will ragdoll Zahi Hawass, a thief. You understand what I'm saying? That other, his own people have not, you know what I'm saying? Brought out the charges on him that he's been stealing out of Egypt. This is not, I got many records. And this ain't the first time. They say he's stealing. You see, he's getting bribes up under the ground. I believe, and I'm going to just say it just like that. I believe even when the Egyptian revolution was going down, I believe it was in around 2010 where they uprooted the Mubarak regime. Matter of fact, yeah, that was during that time. They uprooted the Mubarak regime, but they had even a little scuffle after that. You understand? With the one that was in power. You see, after the Mubarak. You understand what I'm saying? So it very well it was two uprisings. You see what I'm saying? And so, what they don't talk about during that revolution over there in Egypt, they went into the Egyptian museum and they destroyed a lot of things. They ransacked, the museum, certain areas, you know what I'm saying, before they could get in there and, you know what I'm saying, get some soldiers in there to protect, the Egyptian collection. And so, very well, I wouldn't have put it past Zahi Hawass to have sent them peoples up in there to steal those out because he's already been accused of stealing. So we got to understand this is not the African community that's bringing up charges on him. That's his own people in Egypt. And so we just want to make that clear that they know better who you are than we. And I already know you're a thief. You understand what I'm saying? But the fact that your own people is accusing you of theft and being a thief for a long time. They say, get you and your hat. You think you Indiana Jones. Get you and your hat and get the hell up out of Egypt. But a lot of people been crying that you need to leave. And so we're talking about somebody who's in a position because, once these people get in a position of elitism, see, they feeding off of our ancestors' burials and the wealth and the things that they do that are so disrespectful. In being matter of fact, it's not just Arab Republic. That's a lie. Not that it is. That's a lie. It's the Islamic Arab Republic of ancient Egypt. I don't know unless they took it off. Unless they took it off. Now, before 1971, it was the United Arab Republic. It don't make no difference. You could call it the United, but so what I'm seeing right now is just saying the Arab Republic of Egypt. Okay. And so there it is. There it is. And so they're trying to, you an Arab? But then when you pressure them under the fact, because you know the history, they gonna say, well, we're Egyptian. No, you're not Egyptian. You have stolen the legacy of ancient Egypt. You see, you're an Arab, and and there's nothing that you can say. You understand that could change the fact. Now, when people start, when you look at number one, the Arab didn't even have literature into the Quran. They didn't even have no goddamn literature. Of note, I don't want nobody go looking for. And yeah, they had some. No. The first literature known for the Arab is the Quran. You see, if the Arab is responsible for Egypt, Egypt was, showing astounding works in the 4,000 BC era. The Arab was still pushing goats through the desert just yesterday. You might be fooled because you didn't seen all these buildings go up in the Arab world in the last 30 something years, and you don't remember it, but all you have to do is go back 50 years. And if you go out there now, everybody ain't got that kind of dollar. You understand what I'm saying? You can go out there and see still today the origins of where they come from. You see goat herders. You see, you can't come into, if you're Arab, then your homeland, and even there, you're not even aboriginal to what they call Arabia, and that can be proven. So, once I get to running them, I'm going to run them clean up off back up into the caves. You see what I'm saying? Where they come from. They nothing but a Caucasoid, a Neanderthalic, Cro-Magnon Neanderthal. That's what they is. That's their bloodline. They are not original to the landmass today that is known as Arabia. I want to be clear about that. You see, that landmass was originally populated by the Cushites. And even the biblical documents state that. Even the Greeks state that. You understand what I'm saying? Even the Greeks and the biblical documents state that. And so that's why even though they lied, they told the truth there. So even when it talks about the Ethiopian Memnon, according to the Greeks, was the founder of Susa. You see, he was the founder of Susa. That which, even when they talk about Andromeda and they talk about Persia, Andromeda, the Ethiopian princess who is the matriarch of the Persian race. See, they document that Ethiopian, and I must state that the ancient Ethiopia is Sudan. So we talking about that midnight black. Okay, we're talking about the midnight black. You see, I want to be clear about that. That's why I always stress that fact, because a lot of people, and that it ain't no slight, it's a fact. You see, it's not a slight, it's a fact that the ancient Ethiopia is Sudan. And there's a reason why I do that, because you got a lot of Arab affiliates on that horn, and they open up the door, and you understand, for their daddy, and get to talking that Sabaean shit, and you ain't talking no African. I don't want to even deal with you motherfuckers as usurpers. You see, and I got to deal with that. Oh, I'm getting fired up. You see, you a usurper. That's why I see, when you look at this Afro Asiatic language, see, they went in there and see, at first, they just wanted Egypt. You see, they just wanted Egypt. But then when the facts started coming out, of the southern origin and the documentation, they began to push the Sudanese into the Afro-Asiatic language. They went to pushing the Ethiopians, you see, and so they took the whole horn of Africa and made it Afro-Asiatic, because whatever they needed to keep that lie going on, they just usurped it and brought it into the fold. And I know a lot of our people over there don't ride with that. You see, because I know they ain't speaking no Afro-Age. They speaking an African language, but you got them fifth column, bastard children of the slave master that are being used. Do you understand? To agree with the usurpation of areas in Africa to keep it in that biblical Arab, Islamic, Semitic fold. That's what they're doing. You understand what that's exactly what they're doing. And so when we look at Zahi Hawass, he's an Arab. Arab did not originate in Africa. But let me add something to this. You see, let me add something to this. Even when you deal with the evolution, theory, which is a lie. You see, but the truth of it is that yes, the oldest records of any race on this planet is the African records. And so you understand that's a fact. Now, all this monkey shit and another form of racism where somebody on the outside is going to tell us, and we the originals. You see, you got to listen. You listen to the arrogance of an ignorant individual. When you listen to that, you see, even if you want to believe, that's on you. But understand, is what they trying to say. That's why some people's is trying to say today that it was more than one origin, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Take your ass where you was, and if you originate, I believe that. And I know you didn't originate in Africa. I know that. You see what I'm saying? And so wherever you choose as your land of origin, I'm all right with that. Long as you get up off of the motherland. You see what I'm saying? But even when you look at the evolutionary theory, you see, and it shows the Africans migrate out into the rest of the world. You see, if it started in the interior of Africa, 200,000 years, and they say, in which is, I don't mess, but I'm just taking that as a, a standard right now. You understand? 200,000 years, you got or even 300,000 years in the interior of Africa. I've seen maps of migration where they don't even get down into the Arabian area until like 100,000 years or less. You see what I'm saying? So as you look at people, the Africans coming out of the interior down the river into Egypt, leaving out. You see, leaving out. Crossing over, walking, because you could walk right out of, Egypt into the Sinai, into what today is Israel, Arabia. You could walk right in. You see what I'm saying? And so by default of sequence, the African would have had to been the original people in the goddamn land. That is nothing but just overt racism by Zahi Hawass. He need to be dealt with heavily, heavy-handed. You understand what I'm saying? Tell Zahi Hawass, wherever he at on the planet, I am willing to debate his ass anywhere at any given time. And I'm going to be heavy-handed. I won't cuss him out, but I will be heavy-handed. He will not survive that debate. I can guarantee you that. He will not be able to survive that debate. That will be the end of his ass. They're going to want to get rid of him. And matter of fact, they will tell him not to even goddamn debate me because I'm going to address so many issues about those peoples over there that they just not willing to have, and I'm going to do it anyway. So they can run, but they cannot hide because I see that they think they could still, mislead our people when the facts are there. And they've been there. Many scholars have already revealed these facts long. So to take it out on Kevin Hart, you understand what I'm saying? Even in the Zahi Hawass is supposedly went and got all these fucking degrees. And when you're on an academic forum, any goddamn way, nobody got to kiss your ass. You can go to the university system and it's going to be all type of, debate. And you got debates going on all over the goddamn world on a university level that just show you how overtly racist that y'all are, that the fact that ain't nobody got to kiss your ass. If it's that man's belief, then that's his right to believe that. You got debates going on all over, and so they are debating these issues. You understand? Academically, what gives you the right to, to cancel this man because he has an opinion that's being debated on every fucking university campus in the world right now? You see? That just show you that he's a thief, he's a liar, he's all of that. And so I want to get on Zahi Hawass. And Kevin Hart, he said that. You know what I'm saying? And that's good that he said that. You know what I'm saying? I don't, and I'm not gonna get into what all the things that Kevin Hart, I'm not gonna do that at this time. You see what I'm saying? But what I do agree with is the statement that he made that the ancient Egyptians, and obviously the brother then touched on some literature or some video where he's seen facts for himself that brought him to that conclusion. You see? And you understand that brought him to that conclusion. So if the pseudo modern Egyptians think that they can get away today as well versed, as well rehearsed, as well learn, our people's reading all and again, I stress the fact, just like Dr. Clark said, it was the radical white writers. You understand that that a lot of the black and African researchers was able to get into the literature and see where they was coming in. They wasn't saying that they were Arabs. They were saying that they was Africans. That they were Africans. You see, even in the Bible, it says that and I was clear to go over that with y'all many, many times, where Egypt is the brother of Ethiopia. And that's why I stress that Ethiopia is the Sudan, the Nubians, and they stress that. You see, and ain't no way that Egypt could be the blood brother of Nubians unless they were black. And again, I stress again as I move to the next that Egypt was the land of Ham. Yes, those are mythological characters, but the hidden message up under there that reveals why that information must be used is that they say that Egypt is the land of Ham, and the definition of Ham in the biblical definition is black. And so even when they say out of Egypt I have called my son, out of blackness I have called my son, out of blackness. Arabs are not, and a lot of people say that's bullshit. Okay, that's an Arabized mind. You see, and some of them very well may be born. They got a black daddy, white Arab mama and shit. And if that's the case, then take your ass on. You want to be, if that's the black Arab, you can have that one. You understand what I'm saying? Africans that understand their lineage and never call themselves anything other than African or the nationality. I understand people want to have the argument. We understand when I say African is a general term for the continental bloodline, and wherever your tribal and your identity come into play, yes, use that because that's what people are identified as. But as a continental bloodline where family is original to the landmass as a whole, identifying as an original bloodline from the continent as a whole, using Africa as a universal term for our people. And if you are African and you are genetically original to that soil, you do yourself a disservice and your ancestors. You defame your ancestor by calling yourself anything other than your tribal name, anything other than an African. So I don't respect nobody saying black, Arab, or that's garbage. You kumbaya. You kumbaya on me now. You kumbaya on me now. You kumbaya on me. That's what you're doing. You finding a way not to be African, nigga. That's what you're doing, and I'm not standing for that. So what I'm gonna say is Kevin Hart. I give him just stop putting on them damn dresses. You understand what I'm saying? Because if you come out of that greatness and you understand your greatness and you see that Pharaoh and that's a symbolic of the greatest king that ever ruled on this planet, nigga, you should know not to be putting on no dresses. All right, that's the only thing I'm gonna say. Just to cover my ass. You see, I don't want nobody to say, man, that nigga said he is. Yes, I agree with what he said. But if it's real, then let's live that out, brother. Let's live that out. Don't no. If you from that bloodline, nigga, don't let them put no more goddamn dresses on. All right. Already. All right. All right. Let's move on, family. We got another one coming up. We keeping it fire. As always, this is the General. Check me out, Patreon family. Check me out, generalseti.com. All the links is down in the video description. Check me out, kingseti.com, 20% off at this time. Thank you, family, and I'll be right back in 1 minute. Peace.